s1mple has widely been accepted by the entire CSGO and CS2 community as the greatest of all time.
Counter-terrorists win.
His accolades speak for themselves: a 3-time #1 HLTV Player of the Year, a major final MVP in 2022, and countless tournament wins over the years. His dominance in Counter-Strike has defined an era, and many people believe we'll never see a player like him again. When CS2 launched in October 2023, s1mple shocked the pro scene by announcing he was taking a break from competitive play. This was an unexpected move, especially since Na'Vi had recently signed Alexi B, JL, and IM back in June of 2023. These players were meant to form the new core of Na'Vi and help revitalize the team alongside s1mple. But his decision to step away left Na'Vi scrambling for an AWPer, and they quickly brought in Wonderful, a young talent, to fill the role. However, this temporary solution turned into a permanent one. With s1mple still absent, Na'Vi's new roster started to gel, resulting in the first CS2 major final victory, where Wonderful proved to be a consistent and impactful AWPer, and Na'Vi established themselves as the #1 team in the world. For the first time in years, Na'Vi was thriving without s1mple, raising questions about whether the team still needed him. But what if he never took a break and grinded CS2 like many of the other pros? Would Na'Vi still have won the major final with him instead of Wonderful? Looking on HLTV with the core championship team with s1mple, they played 41 maps together with a 25-16 record. They played in 4 events, with their best performance being a 2nd place finish in ESL Pro League Season 18. During this time, s1mple averaged a 1.16 rating, which is the highest on the team. If you look at Na'Vi's 2024 stats with Wonderful, s1mple still would have been the highest rated player, topping both BIT and JL, who both averaged a 1.14 this year. There is one big question though. Would s1mple's game have translated to CS2 better if he hadn't taken a break? I would like to say yes, given how much time he took off in the essential months of CS2's learning curve, but he would have had to adapt much quicker than he did when he came back to CS2. His transition to CS2 has been anything but smooth. Since the game's release, s1mple has averaged a 1.04 rating, the lowest he's had since 2014 when he was fresh onto the CS scene with Team Courage, posting a 0.94 rating. While this decline can be attributed to multiple factors, one stands out: he hasn't put in the hours to learning CS2. s1mple has been openly critical of CS2's gameplay and mechanics.
Do I like the game, bro? It's not ready yet. It's fucking trash right now. Sounds are bad, movement are bad. Everyone is fucking stuck in each other, you know?
He's expressed dissatisfaction with the way the AWP feels in the new game, going as far to say as he prefers rifling, a role he hasn't consistently played since 2017. Could we see s1mple reinvent himself as a rifler in 2025? It's not impossible, but it would be a massive change for a player so closely associated with the AWP, one of the most iconic weapons in Counter-Strike history. When s1mple returned to competitive play, he joined Falcons on a 3-month loan deal. This stint, however, didn't go as planned. After struggling in multiple tournaments, the team failed their ultimate goal, which was securing a spot at the Shanghai Major, marking a low point in s1mple's career. Falcons later announced they would not be extending his loan, leaving him without a team once again. At the start of his break, many assumed that s1mple would eventually return to Na'Vi, the organization where he cemented his legacy. After all, Na'Vi has been his home for the majority of his career, and few players are as synonymous with a single team as s1mple is with Na'Vi. But the current Na'Vi roster, Alexi B, JL, IM, Wonderful, and BIT, has been dominant, securing 4 major event wins in 2024, including a major championship. Why disrupt a winning formula? Unless Na'Vi faces a catastrophic collapse, it's hard to see them bringing him back into the starting lineup. This leaves the GOAT in a tough position, especially with a $3 million buyout, meaning it's going to be really difficult to find a team. His inconsistent performances in CS2 thus far could scare many teams away from paying that big price tag. There have been rumors about NIP potentially picking up s1mple to replace their opper Wrinkle. On paper, this move could make sense. NIP has been struggling to stay competitive at the highest level and might see s1mple as that spark they need to climb up the rankings. It's also worth noting that s1mple has never played for a Swedish org before, and there will likely be significant challenges in terms of synergy and adapting to a new environment. Other top tier teams such as Vitality, Heroic, or G2 could theoretically afford him, but they have already established high performing rosters and are unlikely to disrupt their current setups. G2 could be a possibility as Nico will be leaving the org next year to join Falcons most likely. Some people have speculated that m0NESY could join him, leaving lots of room for s1mple to join G2. We'll have to see how they perform at the Shanghai Major first, as G2 have been on a roll recently, winning back-to-back LAN tournaments. As it stands, s1mple's most realistic option might be to ride the bench with Na'Vi until his contract expires at the end of 2025. By that time, he'll be 28 years old, which is still relatively young by Counter-Strike standards, but not ideal for a player trying to rebuild their legacy.